Haven't posted a video in a while, just because it's been work's been really busy, which is not a good thing. I don't like it when work is busy, but I've had to open and close some things, and things are still ongoing. So I haven't had time to make a lot of videos, even though I hadn't really had any videos planned. I just kind of figured when there's something interesting to talk about or interesting that I've done, then I'll post it. So anyways, this last weekend I was just in Montreal and to see some friends, and there was a pretty cool mural festival that goes on. I don't know if it's every year. I think it might be every year. It's been going on for the last few years. Mural festival. It's basically street art. So street art's like, it's like spray painting, graffiti artists go around the city and show their stuff. And this happens to be on a particular street in Montreal. I believe it was Saint Laurent. It was on Saint Laurent. And anyway, so I took some photos. So I'm going to show you guys those now. And I might even edit some of them, because I think I want to be able to print some and put them up. So let's check it out. All right, so let's dig in and take a look at some of the shots here. Here's the first one. Now, in some of these shots, I wasn't able to get as far back as I wanted to for the proper perspective. Usually I want to get back and like get the whole building, but these were in alleyways. Well, some of these were in alleyways, and I couldn't get, that's pretty much as far back as I could go with the 16mm lens on the X-Pro2. Something like that. See, I wish I could have gotten a little bit further back. Something like this. Now this one here, obviously, I don't remember why. I think because it's obviously off center, but I think that big tree in the middle would have gotten in the way, so I sort of stepped over to the right and tried to get some of that. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I like the little fire hydrant there, and I may crop the street out a little bit more. Like I might crop it like that, or I may even bring it into Photoshop. I'm not sure. Oh, I have proof copy. Soft copy turned on. So like maybe something like that. I'm not sure. We have this one here. So these are just slightly edited, as you can see. There's the original and there's the edited copy. Again, I don't like to over dramatize what the shot actually looked like. So this is raw, straight out of camera. No adjustments. And here again, this one was a little bit hot, I think. So there's my adjustments here, just a little bit of saturation. If we look down at the slider, actually it might even be just dehaze, because that sort of bring out the saturation as well. Yeah, dehaze 30% or plus 30. So it doesn't look too much off from the original, just gives that sky a little bit bluer tone and just pops the colors out a little bit. And also for printing, it's good as well. I think this exposure would look good printed because it's nice and bright. There's not too many dark spots. And then here are some that I just converted to black and white, because I do want to have a couple black and white ones, but I'll just reset that one for you. That's what it looked like before. Has a lot of muted colors in there, so I thought, maybe as a black and white, this one would work. Here's another one that I thought maybe black and white would look cool, but I'm sort of second guessing that now. Yeah, I probably keep the colorized version. I'm not sure. Here's another one that I just hit black and white. That looks pretty good. This is one of my favorites, obviously. It just gives that sort of large, way back perspective. And this one is pretty... I think I just have to like... Now, guys, you got to remember, I'll just talk about this now, is, again, I'll be printing these off. So when you're dealing with printing, it's kind of a different beast than just marking it up for color. I'm not actually looking to make drastic changes to the image itself, but I do need to brighten it up, because the printer, when you print off images, and this is just my experience, but I'm pretty sure it's applicable in most situations, is that the printer tends to darken things just a little bit. So let's say we have this one here on the left. That would come out maybe like a quarter stop darker once printed. So you actually have to bump up your exposure a little bit just so that the printed version comes out similar to what you would want it to be. So in this case, it's up by 0.8 here of a stop on the exposure. Not too much else. Maybe dehaze a little bit for the sky. Yeah, it looks like it. But anyways, so that to that. And moving on, here's another shot of the same. I like this one as well. I just don't like cars in my photos. I hate when cars are in my photos. I do like the bike rack here, and I didn't even notice this couple here. I would have waited till they were out of the shot. This one's okay too, but I do think this just gives that bigger, like, in your face type look. This gives a general idea of where you are, maybe going into the scene. But anyways, this one here I really like. This one I'm torn on. Is a soft copy turned on? Yeah. So I'm torn on this one because I do think that because it's very muted, the colors are very muted, I think this might actually look better in a black and white. I'm not sure. I haven't decided on that one yet. Here's just I kind of like this one. This one's cool. This one I think would look better just cropped out. See, I would need to do this in Photoshop because my perspective here is off. But just cropped out something just like that, maybe. Actually, that's not bad. I would leave it something like that. Now, soft proofing, as you guys may or may not know, when you turn on soft proofing, it basically tries to render it how you have it set up in print. So right now I have it going to my Pro 100, Canon Pro 100. So what it does is it takes the ICC profile from that file and sort of tries to simulate what it would look like. And as you can see, it's going to come out a little bit darker. So again, in this situation, I'd want to pump up that exposure, let's say, and maybe some contrast to that. And then I do a soft copy. Yeah, it looks better. It looks better. But just straight out of the box, you'll see that when I hit soft proofing, when this check mark is on, it sort of mutes the image a little bit. And if I take it out, you can see it's a little more punchy there. So let's see what else we got. This one's kind of cool, kind of like this one. I cropped this a little bit, but I'm actually not sure. I may want to leave it with a little more to tell around this image here. I guess this is like I don't know, it's like a fighting clown, or is that someone I should know? I'm not really sure. This again, converted into black and white. If I reset it, I think that one looks okay as a black and white. Here's another one that I'm probably gonna bring back the color. Again, I just hate the cars. I wish the cars weren't there, but these are actually parked, so not much I can do about that. So I don't know, the cars kind of ruined it for me. This one I think looks pretty cool in black and white. So let me see what you guys think. Let me just create a virtual copy. That's the color version, and that's the black and white. I think the black and white looks really awesome. Again, the damn cars are in the way and they just ruin it. I wish I could just get rid of this car. Anyways, the car is going to have to stay, I think. That looks really cool as black and white. And just moving along here. Again, these are too close. I believe I couldn't get further back on these ones. Like, I know this one I tried to get really far back. This one has been more heavily edited. If I reset this, you can see how that sun from up top just kind of took over here and is washing out the whole image. So I don't think I'm going to use this one too. I don't really like the perspective either. This one's kind of cool as well. It almost looks a little bit 3D-ish. And if I just create a virtual copy of this one, I know I should know these shortcuts, but so that looks really cool as a black and white. Now this one could use some perspective orientation. It looks a little off, so we could just straighten it out like that maybe. We could do that. That doesn't look too bad. And actually that exposure is pretty good. I think that would come out all right on the printer. The shadows, yeah, I wouldn't want to darken the shadows anymore on this one, especially for printing purposes. And the blacks, yeah, no. So that's a tough one. This one would probably need a little more TLC to get it right, because these dark spots I don't know how much detail we're going to get in these shadows here if I, right, these shadow areas might just come out really dark and sort of kind of bleed a little bit here. So what I might do is, well, this will probably just kill it, but if I just pump up the exposure and go in here, oops, why did that do that? Yeah, like I might just want to do something like that. I don't know. Anyways, maybe. I'm just going to leave that alone. Oh, this one's not bad. This one probably needs a little bit of a crop, which I already did, but probably a bit more. I always like to try to keep the bikes and fire hydrants in the shots there. So maybe something like that. That might work. That one looks all right. And this exposure is actually pretty good. That would actually come out all right straight out of camera for printing, I believe. This is the Five Roses flower factory, and you can see the reflection there in the little pond lake channel thing. That one might look cool. I might print that one off. If I hit S for soft proofing and I go up to here, yep, looks like got all the colors. The green, I guess I could probably do without as much of these trees in here, but I think that would kind of take away from the perspective. So, well, I don't know, maybe. Let's see what that looks like. That's not bad, I guess. We could do that. We still have this in the... Yeah, that might be better, actually, because there's too many trees there. Again, you don't get that perspective of like just how wide this scene is, but you have to make a decision, I guess. What's more important is getting in closer here to the object more important, getting more of that reflection, or is getting that whole scene? Maybe let me know what you guys think about this one. I'm thinking more of, even though we have reflection on the trees, I'm thinking maybe more, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that one. Okay, so a couple interesting things happened today while I was printing off the shots I just showed you. A Canon Pro 100 ran out of gray ink for the first time. So I had purchased third-party inks from a place called Precision Colors, because they come highly recommended from a channel, sorry, what's a channel, but also his name called Jose Rodriguez. Maybe I'll link him up here. He has a really good channel about printing, and he has like I think like over 15 or 20 printers, I'm not sure. And he goes through which printers are really good to buy if you want to do refilling versus not, versus what type of quality you're looking for, size, paper. He pretty much covers the entire gamut of photo printing. And I believe one of his favorite inks to use are Precision Colors. Now with a Canon Pro 100, as you guys know, the ink cartridges are really tiny. So I think they're 10 ml or 12 milliliters or 10 milliliters or something like that of ink. So anyways, what happened was my first ink cartridge ran dry. So today, for the first time, I had to go through the procedure of, converting the cartridges that come with the Pro 100 into like a hackable cartridge in which you can refill ink. And that involves cutting a little hole here, drilling a small hole, popping out a ball, drilling in a little bit, and then filling these up with the appropriate inks, and then sticking it in, resetting the chip, because there's actually a chip on these. You have to refill them. You have to reset them in order for the printer to think that it's a new cartridge and to accept it. So anyways, I'm not going to get into that. That's a long conversation. Just go to his channel, okay? So here are some of the printed versions here. Now, if you remember what they look like on screen, they look pretty damn good. and they look pretty damn close. They look pretty damn close as to what they look like on the screen. That's also because I've calibrated my monitors. I mean, these are old monitors. They're not even really that great for doing photo work. They only do 93% gamut of sRGB or 94 or something like that. They're not that great, but the calibration does help, and also using the correct profile helps when printing, and also doing the soft proofing through Lightroom I think helps. A lot of people say it doesn't help. I think it helps me because it just helps me when you hit that soft proofing button. It just kind of darkens it a little bit more based on that print profile, and I think that's something you really got to take into consideration, and I'll show you one example. So here is that mural one. Sorry, that one that I said that might look good in black and white. So I did print it in black and white. But the first time I printed it, I didn't do soft proofing properly, and I didn't edit it properly, and I'll show you what happened through the camera. But this is the first copy that I printed. This is the second copy. Now maybe notice the door down here, or the fence, sorry, it's a fence. Notice the fence down here? And then notice the fence down here. It's really, really dark. It's not really that visible at all. That's because I didn't properly do a soft proof on this one. And when it printed out very dark and had a little bit of like a magenta overtone. I think I pushed it a little too hard as well. So that's the benefit of doing proper soft proofing and having calibrated monitors. It's not a junk print. I'll probably just give it to somebody. Here is this guy here. Looks pretty good. And these are 13, my brain is fried, 13 by 19 size papers. They are OEM Canon Pro Luster paper. And then this one here. Very, very nice. The prints just come out. The prints just come out amazing on, I mean, I don't think you can really ask for any. I mean, I know there are better printers, and there's probably printers that do maybe better in the specific detail. But man, for the price of the Canon Pro 100, and now that you can get refillable inks, it's a no-brainer to me. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not even a professional. I don't even sell this stuff. I will put this stuff up in the house. The only problem with putting them up in the house is you need frames, and frames aren't that cheap, and they're the size of these 13 by 19 is kind of an off size, so sometimes you have to end up getting a little bit bigger frames. But anyways guys, that's it. I don't want to drag it on anymore. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below, and I will see you in the next one.